In the realm of Tenebris, where the sun dipped into the horizon and painted the sky with hues of crimson and gold, the village of Brindlemark lay nestled within a valley. It was a village like many others, with thatched roofs and smoke drifting lazily from the chimneys. But Brindlemark held a secret that had been passed down through generations of villagers. In the heart of the village stood an ancient tree, its bark twisted and gnarled with age. The tree was said to hold the memories of the past, and the villagers believed that it was a gateway to the mystical realm of Eldrador. Many had attempted to find the realm, but none had returned. Arya, a young apprentice to the village's elderly wise woman, had always been fascinated by the stories of Eldrador. She spent countless hours listening to the wise woman's tales of the realm's wonders and magic. Arya felt an inexplicable connection to the realm, as if she had lived there in a past life. One fateful evening, the wise woman summoned Arya to her hut. The air was thick with the scent of burning herbs, and the wise woman's eyes gleamed with a knowing light. Arya, the time has come for you to embark on a quest to find the realms of Eldrador, the wise woman said, her voice low and mysterious. The balance of magic is shifting, and the realm is in peril. You have been chosen to save it. Arya's heart swelled with a mix of excitement and trepidation. She had always dreamed of finding Eldrador, but she had never imagined that the fate of the realm would rest on her shoulders. With a deep breath, Arya accepted the challenge. The wise woman handed her a small, delicate wooden box, adorned with intricate carvings. "Solve the riddle of the box, and you shall find the path to Eldrador," the wise woman said, her eyes glinting with a hint of mischief. Arya took the box, feeling a strange energy emanating from it. She turned it over in her hands, studying the carvings. As she did, the symbols began to glow with a soft, ethereal light. The riddle was etched onto the lid of the box. "Where shadows dance and moonlight plays, seek the reflection of the heart's deepest sway. In the silence, listen for the call, and follow the path that winds through it all." Arya pondered the riddle, her mind racing with possibilities. She spent hours poring over ancient texts, seeking guidance from the wise woman, and meditating under the light of the full moon. Finally, after days of contemplation, the answer came to her. She remembered a phrase from an ancient poem, one that spoke of a hidden lake deep within the nearby forest. The lake was said to be a place of great spiritual power, where the veil between the worlds was thin. With a sense of purpose, Arya set out towards the forest. She walked for hours, the trees growing taller and the air growing thick with an otherworldly energy. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Arya caught sight of the lake's shimmering surface. She approached the lake, feeling the energy of the forest pulsing through her veins. As she peered into the water, she saw her own reflection staring back at her. But it was not just her physical form that she saw. She saw the deepest desires of her heart, the fears that held her back, and the hopes that drove her forward. In that moment, Arya understood the riddle. The reflection of the heart's deepest sway was not just a physical reflection, but a spiritual one. It was a call to look within, to confront her own fears and doubts, and to listen to the whispers of her own heart. As she gazed into the lake, the water began to ripple and churn. Arya felt a strange sensation, as if she was being pulled apart and put back together again. The world around her began to blur and distort, and she felt herself being drawn into the lake's depths. When the world came back into focus, Arya found herself standing in a lush, vibrant landscape. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sky was a deep shade of purple that she had never seen before. A figure approached her, tall and stately, with skin that shimmered like the moon. It was a woman, dressed in flowing robes that seemed to be woven from the very fabric of the stars. "Welcome, Arya," the woman said, her voice like music. "I am the guardian of the realms of Eldrador. You have been chosen to save our realm from darkness and destruction." Arya's heart swelled with a sense of purpose and wonder. She knew that she had embarked on a journey that would change her life forever, a journey that would take her to Arya's heart swelled with a sense of purpose and wonder. She knew that she had embarked on a journey that would change her life forever, a journey that would take her to the very limits of her courage and her heart. The guardian smiled, as if she could see the determination burning within Arya. "Come," she said, beckoning Arya to follow her. "We must hurry. The darkness that threatens our realm grows stronger by the minute." Arya followed the guardian through the winding paths of Eldrador, marveling at the wonders that surrounded her. They walked through gardens filled with flowers that shone like stars, and crossed rivers that flowed with a liquid silver that seemed to hold the very essence of the moon. As they journeyed deeper into the realm, Arya began to notice that the landscape around her was changing. The skies grew darker, the air thickening with an eerie, unnatural silence. The guardian's pace quickened, her steps growing more urgent. "What is happening?" Arya asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "The Shadow King," the guardian replied, her voice tight with worry. "He seeks to claim Eldrador as his own, to snuff out the light of our realm and plunge us into eternal darkness." Arya felt a shiver run down her spine. She had heard stories of the Shadow King, a dark sorcerer who sought to conquer all of the mystical realms. She had never thought that she would face him herself. The guardian stopped suddenly, her eyes fixed on something in the distance. Arya followed her gaze, and her heart sank. Before them lay a vast, dark army, their twisted forms silhouetted against the faint, flickering light of the realm's dying magic. The Shadow King stood at the forefront of the army, his eyes blazing with malevolent power. He raised a hand, and the air around Arya seemed to grow colder, the shadows deepening and twisting into living, breathing things. "So, you are the one who seeks to stop me," the Shadow King sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "I will enjoy watching you fall." Arya stood tall, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew that she faced a terrible foe, one who would stop at nothing to achieve his goals. But she also knew that she had the power of Eldrador on her side and the determination of her own heart. "I will not fall," she said, her voice steady and firm. "I will stop you, no matter what it takes." The Shadow King laughed, a cold, mirthless sound. "We shall see," he said, and with a wave of his hand, the battle began. The battle raged on, with Arya and the Guardian fighting side by side against the Shadow King's dark army. Arya's magic swirled around her, a vortex of light and color that repelled the twisted creatures. The Guardian wielded a sword of pure crystal, its blade shimmering with an inner light. As the fight wore on, Arya began to tire. The Shadow King's power was immense, and his army seemed endless. She stumbled, her magic faltering, and the Shadow King took advantage of the opening. With a cruel smile, he struck Arya down, his dark magic washing over her like a wave. The Guardian screamed, rushing to Arya's side, but it was too late. Arya's vision faded to black. When she came to, Arya found herself in a beautiful, ethereal realm. The Guardian stood beside her, a look of sorrow on her face. "Welcome to the realm of the ancients," the Guardian said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Here, the Ancient Ones dwell, watching over the balance of magic in the realms." Arya sat up, rubbing her head. "What happened?" she asked. The Guardian's expression turned somber. "You were defeated by the Shadow King, but do not worry, Arya. Your spirit is strong and your heart is pure. You will be given a second chance." Arya's eyes widened. "A second chance?" she repeated. The Guardian nodded. "The Ancient Ones have decreed it. You will be sent back to the mortal realm, armed with the knowledge and power of the ancients. You will face the Shadow King once more, and this time you will emerge victorious." Arya's heart swelled with determination. She knew that she would not fail again. With the power of the ancients coursing through her veins, she would defeat the Shadow King and save the realm of Eldrador. With a newfound sense of purpose, Arya stood up, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Guardian smiled, a look of pride on her face. You are ready, she said. Go, Arya, save Eldrador. And with that, Arya was sent back to the mortal realm, armed with the power of the ancients and a determination to save the realm of Eldrador.